What's going on YouTube? Crypto Matrix here, coming at you another cryptocurrency stream. And as we speak, Bitcoin is retesting the legacy line right now. Are we going to hold it? Remember what I said as we break out of this symmetrical triangle, that if we break out to the downside, we will most likely retest trend. That is happening right now, guys. I want to show you guys exactly what I found in the patterns, which would lead up to a new breakout, and just how to take this trade, and just where I think the market is going in the short term and the long term. And guys, right now the alts are just bleeding big time, guys. Are we in deep trouble? Are we headed down for some lower times all around, guys? We have a lot to go over today. If you're not subscribed yet, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and guys, I'm going to dive right into the price action. And if you haven't signed up using my links, you can save up to over $7,000 in bonuses just by using all of these links right here. And be sure to follow me on each of my social platforms. I do crypto-related information that is pertinent, time-sensitive on each platform that you guys just can't miss. Okay, guys, so some very interesting stuff which has happened over the last few days, but my gosh, just what an epic movement, guys. So I actually did close this right here. And I was just busy with family. Yesterday was Father's Day, as you all know. But guys, I actually did catch the short on the way down as we had the crossing. And my gosh, just some more epic profits, guys. I took it right at the crossing, right at the what would be a break if it was still considered a pattern, guys. But once you get a big movement out of the pattern like this, it makes that this is irrelevant. You must analyze this as a new pattern. But guys, I actually just played the indication play and rode that down for some amazing profits, guys. And again, only 10x on my side right there, yielding me almost 100%, guys. That's just incredible. Let me know in the comments if you actually caught that. And guys, let me show you what I found in the patterns right now, which could yield up to a new potential trade. So there's a few things that could be going on right here. And guys, let's be real here. This is pretty dirty, but let's see what we can suffice right here. So I'm actually going to move this a little bit. Bring this up like this. Okay. So, for instance, there's a few things that are jumping out at me. We could have a very dirty inverse head and shoulders, especially if this comes right back up here like this and then forms a nice stable line of resistance. Okay, as of right now, the resistance line is really dirty. It's very chopped like that. Okay, so let's see if this actually fills out more. But guys, remember, as we are moving down, okay, we need a reversal. I've been saying this for about a month now. We really need a reversal. As soon as we can actually break some of the EMAs and the higher time frames in combination with volume, that's something we can start to look for. But until then, we must analyze patterns within patterns to get a good representation of where the market is going in the immediate. So guys, let's just jump over to even some smaller time frames. For instance, we're on the 15-minute right now. Let's jump over to the 5. Okay, guys, so let's just talk about the patterns within patterns here. Up there for you. Okay, so one thing that I've been very big on is chaining. Okay, I really enjoy the chains which come from crypto. Okay, and there was a lot of confusion the other day in what the reads are, to be honest with you guys. And remember, when you're thinking about a continuation pattern, we actually have to have that reversal first. Okay, we can still get a movement out of a pattern, but we actually need a reversal to have a bullish continuation pattern. Okay, so right here, when we actually got up to this area here, this is just a long wedge right here. Okay, now what's very interesting is the differences. Okay, so for instance, a wedge can be very typical to a bull flag, and because of the retracement. So for instance, a flag will have typically around 3 retracements. Okay, so for instance, 1, 2, 3. Okay, but the volume dropped off. As you can see right down here, it started to drop off, although the moving average was moving up. The EMA is crossed up here, showing bearish volume, okay? And then we got the crossing right here, and then we rode down, okay? And then right out of it, a little W formation, small target, okay? Super small. And then a continuation pattern down. So, guys, right in here, we do have a bunch of very tiny patterns, for instance, okay? So, let me just draw a few of those for you here. Very tiny patterns here. I'm going to draw all the patterns first. Again, guys, very tight here. What's interesting is that there's definitely a lot of sweet spots here. So like that's why I'm going to kind of just chain these so I can show you guys exactly what I mean by chains. So for instance, right through there, okay, that's the sweet spot right there for a nice little long, nice little short, back and forth. And see how they're just kind of chaining like this. It's real tight. I call that a chain. Okay. So watch for chains to form out. They're definitely really nice. You can play the sweet spot each way, and that usually works out really nice for just about everybody. And guys, just so you can just see just how tight this goes. I mean, it's incredible. That's the beauty of this. You can really apply a chain to really play those extremes. And yes, guys, this is super tight. But we're trying to really analyze exactly what's going on here. And then guys, just zooming in a little bit more here. You can really just start to see just how many patterns within patterns actually play out here. Now this is one that's kind of interesting here because you could clearly just kind of make it like this, you know, nice wide berth right there. Okay. And that's kind of what I'd be doing right now. I'd be kind of waiting for something a little bit more solidified. So for instance, yes, lots of patterns within patterns, but just for transparency, guys, I actually didn't take any of these trades right here. I'm waiting to see if we actually hold this legacy line. This is an extremely pivotal moment for Bitcoin right now. We need that reversal to actually come into play, guys, or we will break this legacy line. We will break down it within the next few hours, quite simply. And in simplicity, guys, watch for your indications and your patterns within patterns to get an accurate representation of where we're going. For instance, let's just even dissect this little pattern even more. You can see we do just have wedge into wedge into wedge into wedge, and we're working down like this. You know, the price action just going like this. Okay, so we need an actual change here. We need some volume to come in, some bullish volume if we want to actually break out to the upside. But guys, right now we are being pushed down. The reverse pressure is pushing us down very hard. And my gosh, if we break that legacy line, we could easily be in for an under $30,000 Bitcoin within the next few days. That being said, guys, I've talked about several patterns before. One of them is the rollover. And just let me zoom out for a second here and just try to elaborate that. So for instance, when the price rolls over, you can almost expect a sideways movement. So when the price rolls over, it will consolidate to the right, okay? And then what a lot of people are anticipating is, well, not a lot of people, I guess, at least, but what I'm anticipating is an August recovery. Okay, I believe this is a super cycle, an elongated bull cycle, mimicking almost the second bull cycle that we had in history, in which case we will have two big run-ups on our way, okay? So for instance, I think we just had our first run-up, and guys, let me just talk about a couple other charts here. So let me just go over to the daily and pull up the BLX lifetime chart here. Now guys, there's a few different ways to look at this. So let me pull up the logarithmic zones, okay? So here we are with the BTC logarithmic current zones light. And let me just talk about this quickly. So I'll just be very simple here, guys. Every bull cycle we've ever had, we've touched up into the red zone. Okay, every single one. Okay. Now this one, which is, you know, very unique, like I was saying, we didn't quite hit it the first time. This is the second bull cycle right here, guys. Okay. We had a massive run up. Okay, massive run up, for instance, from $24 to 200 something, back all the way down to 70 something, and then a massive punch up. Okay, guys, that's actually what I'm anticipating. We're getting that same kind of motion right now, and this here's the proof. There it is, and look at this now. Here's the bull run prior to this one. Okay, when we hit 20,000 right here. Okay, or almost 20,000. And now where we're at right now, guys. So just for transparency, this isn't over. And like I've been telling everyone, when we get under the yellow bar and start looking into the green zone here, these are your optimal times to buy, guys. So that's why, for instance, I just started my buybacks within the last month. I'm buying in thousands every couple months, or every couple weeks, excuse me. And the reason for that is as this kind of goes through this motion here, we could end up down in here again, and that is the best times to get in based on history. So I'm going to be doing that. And then when we get the recovery into the yellow, we will already be sitting on some good profits. And if we actually do pump up into the red zone, I mean, my gosh, as this goes along, this will get further and further along. Okay, this will get further. So I'm really anticipating a over $100,000 Bitcoin, assuming a good recovery comes our way. And guys, it would just be something that's heavily anticipated. Okay, so understanding the cycles and knowing where the market is at is really pivotal for your trades, guys. So let me just go back to that other chart for a second and just kind of break it down. But guys, just in simplicity, notice the EMAs here. We need to get a crossing back, okay? For instance, we got to get back above 200, the 55, the 100. We have all of those major resistances in the EMAs holding us down. And as you can see, we did have a big volume spike right here in the moving average, but low volume, okay? So for instance, as the volume average moves down, we're building up for another big move, guys, in simplicity. So what I'm anticipating is just like we moved down here, we will move down here, and then a big run up, and it should come around August or September, guys. That's really what I'm anticipating. And my gosh, I think I'm gonna be right here. I've been right over and over and over again here, guys. I mean, that's why I'm making money here. So that is exactly what I'm looking at in the price action, guys. I hope that makes some sense for you guys. Let's talk about a few alts just before we close up today. All right, guys, so let's talk about Mana. Definitely a very good project, but obviously just like every other coin right now, taking a massive hit. I mean, we're talking 16% down just as of today. And guys, we have broken the 200. That is not a good sign. And to be transparent, what I'm anticipating is a holding of this trend, okay? So for instance, I already have that drawn up for you, but just let me make that even clearer there. Okay, I'll get rid of that smaller line for you. So we are on it right now, guys, just in simplicity. Let's forget about the patterns and all this other stuff. We holding trend? Notice the volume is low. That means we could probably get a sideways movement, and hopefully it'll kind of just go like something like this, and then we can get another shot up. And my gosh, guys, I mean, look at this shot up that we've had before. We've had some major run-ups here, guys. And that's why I took profits way back here, guys. And I told you I did. And my gosh, I couldn't be happier that I did, guys. And the reality is the remainder of my coin, yes, it is free coin, but I will be holding it for higher times. Even if it goes down or breaks trend, there's not a reality I don't do that, guys. So understanding your coin is a really pivotal thing. And Decentraland, a gaming coin, I definitely believe in the gaming space. It's definitely something that's really been booming in the recent few years, especially because of COVID. That's why I have my money invested in it, guys. And if you haven't been over to Decentraland, definitely check it out. And guys, let's talk about Doge. This is actually really exciting because exactly what I told you guys to do is happening right now. So basically, if you took the 4-hour play right off of the 200, guys, you're already sitting in some nice profit, guys, which is really nice. You would have had to get in at a point, I'd say 0.199, okay? But you'd already be sitting in some good profit, guys. I actually did not take this buy, but it's just nice to know when things just work out really nicely, guys. And if you missed that video, head over to, I think it's 2 videos ago where I talked about Doge. I was telling you guys when to make these plays. I said this could be a play, but this would probably be the optimal play. That's why I have it as a different color as well, guys. And notice it interlined right with the 200 on the daily. An excellent buy opportunity for Doge, guys. And all I can say about Doge is, yes, it's a big joke. It clearly is a big joke, but it has so much hype right now, and all these dog coins are popping out. But guys, I can't stress enough, I will never put a large bag down on Doge. It's just too risky. The reality is Doge could go to nothing very quickly. Okay, it's not like Bitcoin. It's not like Ethereum. There's a lot of risky people out there right now with big bags of Doge. And my gosh, me to you, if my account went from $5 million or, down to 100,000 or something, I'd be very depressed. Okay, but that might be what some of these guys are in for. They don't understand the coin economics behind Doge, and the reality is there isn't any. Okay, so understand big bag holders control this space, and when they sell, my gosh, the price will go down fast. So just be very careful, guys. Make sure that if you're sitting in some profits, to be taking some profits. And for instance, if we ever surpass this high or reaching towards $1, nip some profits along the way, guys. Don't be crazy here. Okay, this is a coin that could literally go to nothing and literally be replaced by another dog coin or something, just total meme. Okay, guys, so just understand the risk here. Okay, that's why I do not put a large amount of money in memes. It's not worth the risk. Okay, we already have a very volatile space as it is. We don't need any extra additive negative pressure. All right, guys, let's talk about AMP. All right, so AMP, definitely a very exciting project, and it's actually performing really well despite all of the drama that's going on in the crypto market right now, which is really nice. For instance, it's one of the only coins that I can report about right now that is not breaking the 200 way down here. So for instance, we have the 100, the 55. We just retested the 20 on the daily and got a little bit of a bounce, guys. I mean, this is some very good signs of strength for AMP right now. My gosh, that's just a great sign, guys. And in simplicity, if we can continue this bullish momentum, we could end up in some higher places with AMP as predicted, and that would be really good. As I said, AMP just has a lot of muscle right now, and you know that's why they've been pumping up since 0.006, guys. This is when I got in way down here. I think I got in way before this, actually, to be honest. I'm sitting in some massive profit right now. I took some profit right here, guys, and to be honest, I'm riding free AMP. I'm riding free AMP at this point, and it's beautiful. Say like AMP hits $1, that could be worth, geez, couple $100,000 for me, guys. That's just an incredible buy. That's what this is all about, maximizing your profits through good buys, leverage, spot trades, swing trades. I mean, my gosh, guys, there's so many ways to make your entries a reality. You just have to understand the charts. And guys, one more coin I want to go over before we close up shop today is Uni. So obviously it's taking a little bit of a hit right now. We are below the 200 here. How low will we go, guys? So we have to actually go back to our previous points of what was resistance. And guys, what's really nice is we have a very clear one here. So check this out. It actually acted as a resistance and then a major support. So this is our major support and resistance line, okay? This is the previous top. This is what looks like the bottom, at least as of now. And guys, just like all the other coins which have broken the 200, we need that reversal to come into play now. Okay, we need to have a switching. We need the volume to increase in combination with proper mechanics. For instance, bars of its consideration. For instance, we want green if we want to be moving up. And guys, but we do have a crossing down right now. Okay, we have a strong cross down. Okay, this is, you know, this is basically a double death cross again. Okay, but it's only on the 55 and the 100 and the 7 and the 200. Okay, we like it to be the 20 and the 200 and the 55 and the 100. Okay, so for instance, this is not technically a double death cross, but we do have a death cross at least. Okay, but if this one yields down a little bit more, we will have a double. So a lot of people say when a double death cross happens that you're in for a sharp down, sideways movement, and then a bit of a recovery. So guys, that's what I think will actually happen here. I think a lot of people have that wrong, and they think when they get the cross that it's already starting to fold. It's not, guys. It's still moving downward. Remember, when the EMAs cross, it shows polar price movement. So as that moves down, as they cross, the price should follow. So where I'm actually looking for a bounce is right around here, guys. Okay, so keep your eyes on that if you're an Uni holder. And just for transparency, I got in down here, okay? And then I got in once more right here at the break of this neckline. Okay, so I am nearing one of my buys breaking even here. And just for transparency, guys, there are a couple coins which I bought in the last 2 months which are down right now. Guys, I don't care. I'm a firm believer in crypto as a whole. And guys, you got to really understand the big picture here to survive in these down times. And just for transparency, guys, it reminds me of the last blow off. For instance, when we had the bear cycle in 2018. This is what this reminds me of a little bit. This is what this feels like. The price is cascading down. But guys, as you know, the price was moving up for the last year. Okay, so we've kind of had it really good. This is long overdue. The bigger this retracement is, maybe the next bigger the next pump will be. So I'm okay with all of this right now. And yes, guys, it is very stressful seeing your bags fluctuate. I mean, that's not a reality. It's not, guys. When you're like, even for me, my account is fluctuating over $1 million just watching this drop down. And yes, guys, I did move some stuff into stable. I did take some profits at the top. But the reality is, guys, is my hodl position is bigger than my fast coin. So I have a bigger hodl position, which is taking hits, just like the rest of us, guys. There's something to be said about diamond hands, paper hands, and being foolish, okay? You must understand which ones you should hold, which ones you should sell off. Now, guys, a lot of people, for instance, let's just talk Electronium just for a brief moment. I wasn't actually going to bring it up right now. But in general, we still need that same reversal. And the reason I bring up Electronium is we have a lot of weak bag holders there, guys. And it's something that is just so clear and obvious to me. When we made this massive run up, for instance, touching 4 cents, it's just proof that we can actually get to these higher places. Now, guys, there's not a reality that when we broke 0.012, that's not a very bad sign here, guys. That is the previous top. Okay, actually the previous top's right here. So we've actually broke both previous tops, guys. But the reality is I believe in Electroneum project. Okay, I think someday we will see a massive run up. But guys, yes, we are crashing down pretty hard. One of my votes that I just put up was, are we going to see 1 cent, or are we going to see half a cent next? And guys, it's very hard to tell. Like I said, Bitcoin leads the pack. Whatever Bitcoin does, the alts will follow. That's exactly what's happening board wide right now. And yes, it's brutal to watch. But guys, understand when the recovery comes, the alts will follow. There's not like separate seasons. Guys, that's just clickbait. It's crazy. It's clickbait. Okay? Understand the leaders move the industry, period. Okay? Bitcoin were to die out, all these coins would be dead. There'd be nothing left. Understand the main coins run the show. Okay? And guys, that's all the time I have for today. These are pretty crazy times in crypto, I'm not going to lie. With all of this opportunity all over the market, guys, just remember, you can make money as the market goes down, and that's the beauty of this. As the market burns, shorting is just an excellent opportunity to make some extra cash and accumulate even more crypto. Remember, guys, my gosh, if you're not getting these gains, or you don't know how to make these trades, we really are offering a service of just absolute confidence right now. I mean, my gosh, the success rate among the group in Zion is just unbelievable. It's something you guys just have to see. And it's really exciting to see people just get into that place of wanting to change their lives for the better, to make gains for themselves, for their family. And my gosh, guys, I hope many of you can just continue to ride my coattails to success. Just for transparency, guys, the success rate among the group in Zion is in the high 90s right now, which is really nice. They're actually mimicking my actual trade ratio, which is just incredible, guys. I'm going to be transparent. I didn't anticipate that. But the reality is when you're teaching someone from your experience of many years of trial and error, it expedites their learning process. They have all the potential in the world to surpass you theoretically. That's the beauty of teaching. And if you're a good teacher, your students should be readily absorbing. Okay, and that's what I have been able to replicate, guys. So understand, if you're not making the gains you deserve, reach out to us today at bitcoindestar@gmail.com. My buddy Mitch will be happy to send you your onboarding email and get you started. And the website is now live. You can head right over to the website and get booked right in. And guys, you could be in Zion, geez, within the month. It's just an amazing place to grow. And with so many like-minded individuals, it's readily apparent why we're all doing so well, guys. And I'm going to be very transparent as the next as this bull cycle plays out and we hit the next peak, for instance, assuming the super cycle is accurate, and we pump up to some of these higher times, guys. I mean, I'm going to be contacting news crews. There's not a reality I don't. I will have cracked a new financial goal when that happens. And my gosh, guys, just some amazing times for me, my family, my followers, my supporters, Zion, my friends. Just some epic times ahead, guys. Just remember, if you don't come from a rich family must come from you. I am Crypto Matrix. I'll catch you guys later.